Forever Yours 4-miler today down in North Park. Finished second overall in a time of 24:13. Well, it wasn't my best performance. I'll get to why later. It was a colder day than yesterday. Today was like low 30s when we started. It's 39 right now. Just having that shock of going from like a 50 plus degree today race to like mid 30s threw me off a little bit. Definitely unmotivated me a hell of a lot. But you'll have that. This was the first year for the race, at least the new format. I think they used to do another Valentine's Day race down at the boathouse. Well, I know they did. I don't know who ran that one or what it was for. But this was like an actual 4-miler, so it was longer than the one before. But whatever, that's here nor there. I didn't know what the competition was going to be like today, because North Park's always hit or miss. You're either going to get a ton of like really fast people, or you're going to get like nobody. And I just, I'm either going to get smoked by minutes, or I'm going to smoke people by minutes. So there's like usually no in between, but today was the exception to that rule. My buddy Devin showed up. We had a nice run for the most part. As we started, I don't want to even describe the course because it's kind of hard to explain the design of the course. But for this race, since it's a 4-miler, they actually did a relay for Valentine's Day, so like they tried to encourage couples coming. So the first leg is 2.7 miles, the second leg's 1.3 to get your 4 miles in. So you actually run back, you do an out and back, and then you run by the finish/start line and exchange your bibs, and the other person takes off. So that's how that worked. So you sort of knew where you stood in that first loop, lap, whatever you want to call it. But early on, as we started, I didn't know what the competition was really going to be like. It was pretty solid today. This one guy took off. I was like, all right, he seems fast, but I'm not worried about him, because I was like, mentally, I assumed he was in the relay because I saw him with his girlfriend or wife. I don't know if they're married. Like talking. So in the back of my mind, I was like, he's in the relay, so I wasn't too concerned about him. But he took off, and then I stayed steady and caught him, passed him maybe 2-3 tenths into the race. And I didn't look back or pay attention to what was happening behind me. And he ended up passing me back, I would say a little bit over a mile into the race. Like, I know it was after the mile marker and before the turnaround, which was 1.35. Somewhere in there he passed me and he put on a quick gap. I was like, oh, this man's on a mission. I was like, I definitely hope he's in the relay. But I wasn't thinking about it, even though I saw him wearing a belt around his waist. It didn't hit me that was a belt that they were wearing for the relay. For some reason, it just escaped my mind. And now looking back, I was like, you're such a dumbass. I was like, you should have hung back a lot more early on to save your energy, instead of like trying to pass him and then get retaken. Save it for later in the race for the individual event, not the relay. So dumbass me, whatever. But again, I wanted the race, and he was running fast, so why not? Then I had my buddy Devin behind me, who, like, me and him, we always go back and forth winning races. Like he'll win one, I'll win one. Even though I think he's won the last couple head-to-heads. So there's that. But he was maybe 10 seconds behind us, 15 at the turn. But I knew he was gonna push at the end. So that was in the back of my mind. Other than that, there wasn't much going on in the first half of the race. Just as we headed back, just saw everybody. I was trying to look at faces and see who all I recognized on the way back. But I was feeling good. My legs were feeling all right until maybe like 2/10 before we came to the start/finish line exchange area. Like I don't want to say my body or my legs felt bad. It was more like my stomach. I was like, this is gonna suck the rest of the race. I could feel it like turning a little bit, and I know Devin was closing, but I didn't want to like push right there yet, at least, because it was still kind of early. Still probably like what would have been like 2 miles left. And I knew if I pushed there, then I was just going to blow up. If it was a 5K, I would have pushed there. With being a 4 mile of that extra 0.9, I knew it was too early and too soon. But we went around the finish line. We headed out after the people would have done the exchange to this different road, which had a hill on it. I was like, all right, with me with hills, I'm confident in them. But I don't know what it was. But when we hit that hill, like my stomach just started turning again, and I actually had to stop probably right about the top of it for a couple of seconds. And that's when Devin passed me. And that was probably about it. That was probably my race from there. I just, you know what I mean? The time lost, the gap that I had, the couple seconds I had on him, he now had on me. So I had to make that back up while restarting my legs from a dead stop. I was just like, fuck. But I got going again. He was still within striking distance. Maybe 5 seconds, maybe 5 to 7 at the most at the time. So it was attainable if I felt good to push. I just never could push enough to try to retake them. Actually, I had to stop 2 more times in that last, we'll say like half mile, because my stomach started turning again. I just felt like I tried to get going and just was like, shit. So I ended up losing by like maybe 40 seconds. I don't know. It is what it is. It would have been awesome to have us battle it out to the end. I always like that battle between me and him. But it happens. We did pass the relay team. I don't know if it was on the hill or right after the hill. I can't remember. We both passed the relay team. And I don't know if I held them off until the finish line or not. I'd have to look. But either way, I ended up finishing second. Not sick today. It wasn't one of those sicknesses that from an empty stomach. I was feeling it actually before I came today. I went to Disney on Ice last night, and I got home. By the time I ate, it was like 10:30, and I ate like a big thing of lasagna, some garlic bread, and pistachio salad stuff. So my stomach was really gassy last night, and even on the way down here this morning. I could just feel like the gassiness and the stuff in like my lower intestines. And then probably eating my little breakfast sandy this morning probably was like the deciding factor on my stomach. Make it like turn. I don't want to say it fully turned, but you could like, it was just getting to the point like if I didn't slow down or stop, it was gonna like be a puke situation, and I didn't want to do that. Plus I had some goldfish on the way because it was weird because I was feeling full but hungry at the same time on the way down. So I don't know. But we got these, there was like 3 different plushes to choose from. What's mine say? Mine says Sweetheart. I picked Sweetheart. I think there was like Hubba Bubba and Squeeze Me for the awards. Gonna finish this medal somewhere. I don't even know where it's at. Maybe in the back seat. So you get a finisher's medal if you win an age group. Get one of the plus things. Overall, though, happy I came. Not happy how I performed. Actually, I almost didn't get out of bed this morning because by the time I did go to bed last night, it was probably like 1 or so. Because I knew I was only going to get like right under 5 hours of sleep. I'm going home right now and I'm going to crash for like 3 hours. So when my alarm went off this morning, I was like, ah, shit, do I really even want to drive an hour and a half down? The answer was no. Then I got up and peed. I was like, all right, you're going. So I went. So there, I mean, maybe I shouldn't have came because I knew I was gassy and feeling it this morning, but I paid for the race and I figured what the hell, we'll just see who shows up. So other than that, that's about it. It's Super Bowl Sunday. So get some rest in, bike, and then go watch the game, and who knows what else. I was gonna train a little bit more today, but after my performances, I said, fuck it. I don't know. Kind of a shitty recap. Hard to explain things. Same shitty recap from yesterday as well. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Leave a shitty recap.